Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is another video featuring my Sakurajima in the Cromwell in a 2 versus 2 weekday scuffle. A round robin of games featuring 2 players against another 2 players in the game. And oh dear, we're missing sound again. Yes, Wargaming did screw up somewhere because obviously it works normally during the day, but it doesn't work on some replays, it does work on others. Well, Mai is in the Cromwell and so is the Royal Penguin, his teammate. And we can see that Royal Penguin's actually gone off to the other hill. So they're covering both of the hills, trying to spot the enemy. And they're in VK 3601H. Well, it's not a great choice for a tank, but it does have more hit points than the Cromwell. And, well, Mai is certainly throwing his Cromwell all around. Okay, well, whilst the Royal Penguin covers the cap, Mai's decided to go off spotting. And this is a good position because of the tree does actually allow you to hide from the enemy if they go up on top of the hill, get spots on them. But he didn't see anything, no sixth sense went off, so he hasn't been spotted. And I kind of get the feeling that they're near the cap. Yes, they are near the cap. In fact, actually, the Royal Penguin spotted them. And now Mai is trying to get into a position so he can spot them and start attacking. And they've started capping, 2 in the cap already. And I think what he's decided to do is try and get back to a position where he can shoot into the cap at distance. And they can't see him. First shot misses, falls short. Now he's getting hits, and he just needs to hit them alternately so that he can get resets. Yeah, he's getting nice damage on the other one. Get for the reset on that one. Got it. So he's actually already got some defender points there, but obviously because this is a 2 versus 2 tournament, there's no medals. It's purely about winning the game. Now, whether or not these guys are going to spot him, I don't know, but they will eventually if they get too close. It's a nice round into one of them. It looks like the Royal Penguin is actually leading them on a merry dance. They're following him, and they're missing the point that it's actually Mai who's killing them bit by bit. Well, one VK is down to virtually negligible hit points, and one of the tanks has been killed. Royal Penguin got him. It's the one that Mai had stripped down to virtually nothing. And you can see it doesn't help him have a load of hit points. He's got 1300 hit points there, but it's not helping him because he is being torn to shreds. He may have an 88mm gun, but even a 75mm with sufficient fire rate is going to take down a big heavy tank. And that's it. They won. 2 versus 2. They're both alive at the end of the game. That's round 1. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Well, in the first battle, it's a victory for Mai and the Royal Penguin. And they both managed to get a kill each. We look at the team scores, we can see that Mai did most of the damage in that game from a distance, 1,935 hit points, whilst the Royal Penguin picked up 565. Mai didn't get hit at all during the entire game, but the VK3601H did pop 205 hit points out of the Royal Penguin because he was acting as the decoy. So let's have a look at the hit points and the credits. Well, 22 shots fired, 19 direct hits, 15 penetrations, damage of 1,935 hit points, of which 1,823 wrote more than 300 meters. So the vast majority of the damage was done at long range. 2 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and he got 100 defense points by resetting the cap. That's the maximum you can get. He earned 35,327 credits, but he did fire an awful lot of premium ammo, and after a resupply for consumables, made a loss of 46,274 credits to the game. 1,314 XP, and that's all the experience points he took away. And well, that's the end of the first round. Let's have a look at round number 2. And here's round number 2, and yes, again we're on the south spawn of Redshire. Yes, it is on a common map, and there's the Royal Penguin just off in the distance in his Cromwell. Game on. Well, are they going to play this one the same as they did the last one? Not quite, because they're not splitting up on this occasion. It looks to me rather like what they're going to do is go near the cap and assume that the enemy's going to come to them. In fact, both enemies are in Cromwells, but one's got a Cromwell B and the other one's got the standard Cromwell. What's the difference? Well, the Cromwell B has got better traction than the standard Cromwell. It is the Cromwell Berlin after all, and so it's generally considered to be, well, not faster, but just generally able to get further quicker. Same tank with the same gun, just different ground traction. Okay, well, they're sticking together, which I think is probably the best decision considering the enemy's got Cromwells as well. But obviously it means that the enemy is also going to have exactly the same properties. And yes, again, he's getting long range shots. Standard reload is 3.74 seconds, but you can see that Mai has managed to get it down to 2.89, and the Royal Penguin's got similar characteristics with his Cromwell. Now, they're probably not going to make exactly the same mistake that the VK's made in the first game. They are in the cap, but they've decided to hide in the bushes to avoid being shot at from a distance. Now, the enemy's out there at this moment probably looking to get a reset, but because they're actually up in these trees, they can't be seen. The only problem really is, of course, that they can't, Mike can't get fully into the bush because the bush is slightly obstructed. If he turns sideways on like this, it's easier for them to get shots on him if they aim for the bush. In fact, actually, they've suddenly realised that they're not going to get a win unless they get a reset, and the enemy did get their shot in, but it was too late, and there's a kill for the Royal Penguin at the last second. They did win by capping, and both enemies were killed. Royal Penguin got one, Mai got the other, and a victory by capping. And here's the end of battle results to the second round. And we can see in that round that Mai didn't get any kills in that game. Both of them went to the Royal Penguin, and Mai did get a sizable amount of damage. As we can see here, the Royal Penguin got 913 hit points on both kills, and Mai managed to get 767 hit points, but no kills. So they both disposed of the Cromwells, who came in at the last minute. They left it a little too late to come and get the resets. The round that they did fire, which they hoped would get a reset, actually bounced off Mai's armour. As you may see if you run the video again, he just got hit just before they capped out. But it bounced off, which meant he didn't do any damage, and as a consequence they were able to complete the cap. And the moment they got into the cap, at that moment, both guys struck, and yes, Royal Penguin got both kills. So let's have a look at detail report for Mai. He fired 11 shots, got 7 direct hits and 6 penetration, damage of 767 hit points, of which 368 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits in that game, both were non-penetrations, that's why they didn't get the reset, and he blocked damage of 135 hit points in total. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 2 enemy vehicles were damaged, no killed, and 49 capture points in the cap, which means the other 51 must have gone to the Royal Penguin. On a premium count, he earned 21,113 credits, but again he was using premium ammo and premium consumables, and that meant he made a loss of 19,038 for the round robin. But there again, I suppose he's not really bothered about the credits because he wants to win the contest. 810 XP, no multipliers, and that's all the experience points he took away. So another victory in round 2. Let's have a look at round 3. Well, round number 3, and this time round they're on the north spawn of Redshire, and the opposition they're up against is a T-3485M and a Type 64, both premium tanks. Now, the Type 64 has the characteristics of a Hellcat. The T-3485M, well, that's a premium Tier 6 Soviet medium tank, fairly decent fire rate. In fact, actually, it's got about the same fire rate, actually, or DPM, as that of the Cromwell. So this could be quite interesting. The Type 64, well, because it's a light tank and a premium tank at that, it's very sneaky. It can hide from the enemy fairly easily. So they're going to different bushes, but they're still overlooking the cap area. It is an encounter battle as a 2x2. They're looking for the enemy at the moment. Now it's going to be very difficult to see the Type 64. And mine's not fully in the bush actually there. Royal Penguin is actually in a much better position, but, well, mine's the expert. So let's see how he gets on. Again, no engine noises, I'm afraid. Wargaming have let us down on these replays, so we don't understand why it happens. But some replays you get the sound, some you don't. And it's only happened since they made the change to 1.12.1. Okay, well, Royal Penguin's gone into the cap. Mine's in communication with him, and they're both talking through TeamSpeak or Discord, don't know which. And it's going to force the enemy to come out and try and take pot shots at the Royal Penguins. So they will appear. They could try shooting at long range. There they are. And it's the Type who comes in first. And yes, both of them were seen. Okay, so he's going to go all in. Or is he? No, he's actually going around. And there's the other one. Locks on, gets one shot, goes for the clip ram, and I think they're going to try and take that guy out first. Took a big hit from the T-34, but it's now 2 versus 1, and this is where the T-34 comes up a disadvantage because, yeah, they got twice the DPM as him, and that is the end of the game. That's all she wrote, and 2 kills this time went to who got it? Was it Mai? Not quite sure. Let's have a look at the end of battle results and we'll see who actually got the kills. And here's the end of battle results from round 3. And yes, it was Mai who got both kills in that game. He took out both the Type 64 and the T-34-85M. His winning from that one was 2,280. If we look at the team score, we can see that Mai managed to get 977 hit points off that game, and the Royal Penguin got 613. Mai got both kills and 614 XP, and the Royal Penguin followed up with 441. It was a very good battle, very intense towards the end, because of course after Mai managed to kill the Type 64, it was then a case of getting both guns to bear on the T-34-85M before he did sufficient damage to worry both of them. In fact, he ended up with 493 hit points, but he just didn't score enough to get the to damage the guys and take one of them out of the game. So let's have a look at detail. 7 shots fired, 7 direct hits, 7 penetrations, very good accuracy from Mai in this one, 977 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. He received 3 hits from the enemy, all 3 penetrated. Yes, he did suffer some damage, and from the T-34-85 at that. 2 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and on a premium count he earned 24,036 credits for the battle, but after resupply of ammunition and consumables he actually made a loss of 25,232 credits. 921 XP and no multipliers again, so that's all he took away. So the third battle was a victory and Mai took the honours on that one. Well, both guys took the honours on that one. And so let's go through to round number 4. And for the last battle in the round, which is round 5, round number 4 being a technical walkover, either because the person pulled out or because they gave up in the round robin. They're on the north spawn of Redshire again, and they're still both in the Cromwells, but this time round they're facing VK3601H. Which of course is armed with the 88mm gun and has got more hit points than they've got. They've got 840 each, and the VK3601H has got 1300 hit points. So, and of course you can get more hit points if you've got the armoured or vehicle hardening, which actually will give you extras. So it looks like they're going to do it again the same way. Royal Penguin's going up to spot, whilst Mai's getting into a position so he can shoot the enemy from a distance and they don't know where he is. They won't be able to see him. He's got a 360 meter view range. Well, he's sitting around the cap, and now Mai's actually going around. He's not going to stick around at the Zeppelin. He's actually going hunting for the enemy from behind. Very odd. Oh, there he's spotted them. Okay, so go into action because he doesn't want the Royal Penguin to get shot up. Who's next? Okay, well they've managed to go over the first rise, which makes it difficult for mine to get shots at this range. So he might have to go back to near the Zeppelin if he's going to see where they are. And Royal Penguin probably wants to vacate that area quick. He's already starting to get hit points of damage on them. I think this one's going to have to be at close range. And that could be fairly damaging or dangerous because, as I said, both of these tanks have got more hit points than the Cromwells. They've also got a bigger gun. In fact, they're just the other side. Royal Penguin's still got all his hit points, and mine's going to come up behind them. They'll find out just at the last moment that he's behind. And he's now going to play peekaboo on their rears. Yep, nice damage. Okay, still using the premium rounds. Okay, he's got one of them after him. And this is where it really helps to get behind the guy. That's it. Force him to turn his turret. Didn't get that shot in, and he did take a round from the VK. And another one. Now he's going to try and get behind this guy. Royal Penguin's still in it. Now they're going to focus down on this guy, take him out the game. There you go, he's out. VK3601H is a two-shot. There's one. Go for it. Oh, he didn't get it. Go for it again. Yes! Both kills for Mai, and they've won the round robin at round 5. Well, this was actually round number 5 because round number 4 was a technical walkover by the team, so they got to go to round number 5 straight away. And yes, it was another victory, and yet again Mai comes out on top with both kills in the game and a win rate of 3,990. Very well done. Let's have a look at the team scores on this one. Well, Mai managed to get 1,423 hit points out of the VKs, whereas the Royal Penguin got 1,217. So it's only luck really for Mai that he got the kills on this occasion because they both did equal work. Whereas Mai got 896 XP, you can see the Royal Penguin got 831. So they were doing equal work to bring down both of these heavy tanks. Or yes, I suppose that yes, technically they are heavy tanks because they're the Tiger prototypes, or the prototypes that went before the Tiger, the experimental tanks, the 36-ton ones. And well, they did get some hit points off both Mai and Royal Penguin. You can see that there, the damage they did. And yes, it was a bit of an ask actually to take them on at close range because with their 88mm gun and their reload and the fact that they have got fairly good DPM, it does mean that you could suffer severe damage. And if you hadn't been using the premium ammo, you would have had difficulty trying to pen some of these guys. If you notice that Mai did actually get one round that didn't hit the target during that engagement. I think that actually does show up in the detail report. Let's have a look. Yes, you can see Mai managed to fire 14 rounds, only got 11 direct hits and 11 penetrations. So I thought there was one round that didn't pen, but it looks like 3 rounds missed in this one, so he didn't get all the shots on target. 1,423 hit points, all of it done at close range. 5 hits received from the enemy and all of them penetrated. Yes, that 88mm round does have a lot of pen on a Cromwell, which is one of the reasons why in real life, in reality, during the Normandy invasion, the Cromwells didn't really want to engage the Tigers head on, even by ambush for that matter, simply because they knew their armour would not be able to stand up. And in fact, actually, there were Cromwells destroyed by the Black Baron. The formidable Tiger Ace was actually able to destroy one British column, and it included Cromwell tanks, and every one of them was wiped out. 2 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed. He managed to get 6 capture points in this game and 36 defense points because he attacked the VKs whilst they were in the cap area. He earned 30,137 credits, but again he's firing premium ammo and premium consumables, so he made a loss of 33,510 credits, but he did get 1,344 XP, and they did actually win this final round. I think it was the final round. It was round 5 of the round robin. I don't know if they won the contest, but I'm presuming they'll actually let us know if they did. But they do get the kudos of bringing down the enemy in 5 rounds, and they never suffered a loss. Not one of them was taken out of the game in their Cromwells. So just goes to show the Cromwell tank is actually quite efficient if you wolfpack in basically just 2 tanks. Imagine what you can do with 3 or 4 tanks all in the same tank. Yeah, I think you can be pretty devastating against the enemy. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And maybe we will have more of these tournament games in the future if members actually do send us their replays from skirmishes and tournaments. Yes, we're happy to do them. We can't always feature them in the same way as to do them one after the other like this, but I'm sure most people will understand because we do have a lot of other replays we've got to get done for everyone. So thank you for watching.